Welcome live from the Brew Hall inside Lone Depot Park here. FanFest 2025 presented by ADT. 2 weeks away from spring training. Baseball is right around the corner. Strom alongside Kyle Sielaff. And to kick off festivities here this afternoon, your manager of the Miami Marlins, Clayton McCullough, joins us now. Initial thoughts of FanFest here early on, and also thank you for joining us today.
Of course, Stephen. Great. Love the vibes, the energy. Seeing people walking around getting excited about the upcoming season in Marlin baseball. So if it wasn't already over the top excited for what's about to come, this is just, enhance that.
You are the nicest guy that we could probably say. You're in my top 5 for nicest guy. Is there anything that could happen that could kick you out of a game? Is there anything capable of actually having Clayton McCullough ejected?
Steve, I'm going to say yeah. There's going to be something that comes up that's going to irk me or really frustrate me that I think, So, yeah, the answer is yes. I think we'll get between the lines and, the competitive juices come out.
It's going to be the second inning on opening day.
Can you imagine?
Monster is going to see him.
Right. If it'll be like the first pitch is borderline, I don't think I'm going to lose it then. But I'm sure at some point they'll, that may occur.
Yeah, Sandy's first fastball hits the outside corner. It's called, and then you just see the umpire give you one of these. That's generally when you know that you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I will say this, Clayton, and Steve and I have talked about this all offseason. I want to start with your staff, man. You have built an unbelievable staff with some incredible human beings. They have been an absolute joy to talk to. Can you take us through that process, how difficult it was to make some of those decisions, and on the backside of that, how excited you are to work with these guys?
Yeah. First, extremely excited to work with them. The process it was a lot. You wanted to try to be as extensive as we could. We knew, number one, the quality we were looking for is someone being a great teammate, quality of a person that would be aligned with our direction that we were going here as an organization, but also willing to come in and provide some different perspectives and be able to push back and question things, because that's healthy when you're having dialogue, as you want to hear things from different sides. So it was trying to reach out to other organizations. You're hearing maybe people that you know within the game or others know, and compiling a list. Then it's some initial phone conversations, get a larger group together to have a conversation with them. Many of them we brought to Miami to continue that in person. And you probably, you never feel like you get it right. I mean, it's such a, the timing of things is difficult. But as we got through it, when it was all said and done, I couldn't be more ecstatic about each and every person that we brought on. And because it was also, too, you wanted some diversity in your staff. You want each other to be able to complement, maybe other strengths and skills that someone else has. And, even in my case, I know Carson Vitale for a while, but I know, Carson is going to be able to pick up on my blind spots and be able to help me out there. And, Aaron Leanhart, Major League Field Coordinator, he's brilliant. He was a college professor, PhD.
It's amazing.
And we spoke with all these guys, and it's just been so amazing to get to know everyone. They all have a similar quality to them, that they're great people, but they come from just such unique backgrounds.
Yeah. And they too, they care about players. That was common to you. What's important to you? And it's helping players is important. Being there for players is important. And that's what at the end of the day, that's what we do, right? We're here. The people come to see the players, and our job is to try to, help them as much as we can. And again, ecstatic about the crew we have on board and what they're going to be able to do moving forward.
There's been multiple players up in Jupiter, sometimes I think down from Jersey, so I'm thinking down. Yeah. But up in Jupiter, what does that mean for a first-year manager to have guys like Xavier Edwards and Yuri Perez and all these different guys up there working early?
And one, it shows their level of commitment to what's coming up. And then on the selfish side, it's been great to be able to have some time in person to get to just, in a lower stress type setting right now.
Sure.
It hasn't really, it's still the off season, but that chance to just, you watch guys work, you're watching how they go about their business, and then the chance to just sit there and have some conversations and get the dialogue going, knowing that relationship building takes time and it's difficult, but to be able to start some of that in the off season in January has been great for me.
This is probably an unfair question, but it's one that managers will often get going into spring training, especially in your first season. What does an ideal spring training look like to Clayton McCullough?
Great question. I think, one, we come out of it healthy as much as we can. And, is that going to happen? We certainly hope so. I think you want to go in there with at least, you know what, somewhat of an idea of what the 30, 35 for 26 kind of in the mix, but we get as many guys healthy out of camp, and then there's real competition. I think the best thing would be if we have a lot of players performing very well, and not that spring training performance is everything, but then you take what does this guy look like, from how he finished last year in the off season physically. Have they developed pitchers? They can increase in velocity, or they added some pitches. So that will be an exciting part to see what guys have done in this offseason, knowing the opportunities that are ahead. And I think, for me, do we want it to be, crisp and precise what we're doing? Yes, but not at the expense of getting better. I think it's one thing to put together this great schedule that just fits and everything rolls. But to check boxes is not what we're trying to do. We want to do things that we feel like are going to help our group win games during the season.
Can you name drop for me? Is that okay if we do that? Can we do a
drop?
couple name drops?
Okay.
Give me some young guns on this roster that you're excited to watch here in 2025, and even just spring training in general.
Yeah, I know, Max Meyer and our pitching crew is looking at one that's very excited from the first conversation they had, with him and what he's done in this offseason, altering his arsenal some, trying to build out his repertoire going into this year. Little taste last year. I think we're going to see a different version than what was up here in the past. Me personally, Edward Cabrera is one that I'm very excited about, just from seeing on the other side and the ability that he has to now, hopefully be able to put it together just over more consistent stretches. So I think those two, Ryan Weathers, you got to see this guy right now. He looks tremendous.
He does.
He's
had
a great offseason.
I'm going to ask him about his program.
Yeah, and he looks amazing. He threw a bullpen the other day in Jupiter, and Daniel Mosco's pitching coach was just raving about, how great that was. And had a chance, we had a minor league early camp going, and Noble Meyer threw, the other day. And a little further, it was exciting.
Yeah.
You see, there's definitely some real arm talent that's either in the major league level now or, it's going to be at the AAA level. And then, but there's also this next wave, Thomas White, that are coming. And now you start to see, man, you get a wave of arm talent. And that's, that's what we're striving for.
A lot of guys that are very young getting close very quickly. I know we need to let you run. I have one more quick question, if you don't mind. And by the way, your 26 projected man roster, only one guy is age of 30, and that's Anthony Bender. However, you do have an opportunity, and if it all comes to fruition, Sandy Alcantara hasn't been announced. A lot of people think he'll be your opening day starter. I'm not asking you to confirm or deny that. When you do have an opportunity to see him pitch for the first time, it might be a little stress-free for you. How exciting is that to see Sandy out there?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. For organizationally, this guy, Sandy's a star, and to have him back healthy and being able to lead the rotation, we're all excited for that. And I know it'll be much better sitting in the home dugout watching Sandy pitch than have to be on the other side, while he's competing against you.
We do have 2 minutes, so I do want to ask one quick question because everyone wants to know about Davison De Los Santos. If there's pixie dust when he hits the ball and off the bat, can you tell us anything that you've seen from Davison De Los Santos, who had 40 home runs in the minors last year?
He's great. He's been in Jupiter now probably the last 10 days working out. What a great personality. You're going to love this guy. He's got a great smile, and he's come in hungry, and he's come in some areas that he's looking to just tighten up his offensive game some so that he can get to that tremendous power that he has on a more consistent basis. When he gets to the major league level.
Sure.
So Pedro Guerrero, Derek Showman, our hitting coaches there in Jupiter, they've already started on it. And he's been in working on it. So I've just been impressed with just the dude's personality, and he's going to be getting guys will gravitate towards him, and he said all the right things and realizes there's a lot of work to be done on both sides of the ball for him to be a contributing player at the major league level.
Well, we're so excited to see him. Thank you so much for carving out some time for us, Clayton. We're so excited for this year. Let's break here. We got a ton more left here on Marlins FanFest. Nick Fortes, Dax Fulton, a ton more on News Radio 610 WIOD.